And the first one that we talked about was that you haven't learned and you're unwilling to do any of the work.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you get into this whole I don't do this. I'm done. Like this is who I am. Like you just kind of accept where you are and you're comfortable in your dysfunction.
Mm-hmm.
Then we talked about fear, right? Where you allow your fear to self sabotage and you play victim, but you're actually accountable for your own destruction.
Yep.
Number three was we talked about how you want to just do the fluff work, the cute
Mm-hmm.
stuff, right? The go getting the nails done and the getting the
Mm-hmm.
facials.
Mm-hmm. And
But
that's
that's it.
it. That's it.
That's it and that is all.
Yeah.
I don't want to actually heal. I just want to look like I'm
Yeah.
healing.
That can't be it.
Right? I just want to take pictures and call and do hashtag healing.
Yes.
Um, Number four, we talked about when you lack commitment, right? You
Mm-hmm.
want to rush through the process. You want to do something real quick. Like, let me heal real quick. Let me do this
Mm-hmm.
class real quick, but then I'm done. Like you're unwilling to take the journey. You're focused on the outcome.
Yeah.
Five, trying to bring everyone on your healing journey.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you said everyone can't go.
No, they can't
Um,
be there.
and number six, the last one that we talked about was you have not changed. So you know better,
But
but you won't do
listen,
better.
you're still doing what you
You're
used to
still
do.
doing what you look.
Used to.
You're looking real old right
Yes,
now.
listen, looking unchanged here.
Unchanged. Yes. Looking real familiar.
Okay, those are really good ones. Hopefully, we can get
I
some
know.
more.
I'm like,
good
maybe
ones.
there shouldn't be
I'm
a
like,
part two and we should have just
6
stopped.
more.
I know. Oh, I know. It seems like a daunting task right now.
Oh
But
my
somehow we
god,
came up with those six
we
on the spot.
did. We
So,
sure
we
did.
got it.
We was rocking and rolling with those 6.
Right.
But those are really good ones, and I want to make sure that I'm not me being redundant. Like, oh, I'm trying to, when you have like an essay and you try to get that word limit.
Like, we
Start
need
saying
how many
this.
pages we need? What's the font?
Start saying the same stuff over and over again. Hilarious. But no, I definitely think another sign that you have a toxic relationship with healing um is, well, I don't know if this is kind of like when we said, but when you don't see the importance of it.
You don't value it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you're kind of just like, well, I don't need to do that. Like, I'm good and I don't need to. Or, you just don't see the you're so stuck in the right now that you can't look past that and see like where you can be, like the end result of it. Because even for me personally, like there are times where I'm just like, okay, like where is this gonna take me? I'm kind of an impatient person
Mm-hmm.
where I'm like, okay, I want to see what it's gonna be like right now. Like I don't want to wait for that.
Yeah.
So sometimes I do get those thoughts in my head where I'm just like, okay, well, is all of this healing even worth it? Like, what's the point of it all? But I can see, little specks of I'm better now than I was 5 years ago, or I'm better now than I was even 2 years ago, or even last year. I see myself being better, and you know, good thing I stayed the course of my healing journey that I was on, because I am able to see kind of glimpse of the end result. And that's not to
So
say
then
I'm there
maybe
yet.
it's like you don't see your progress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't see the value in it.
Yeah, you don't see the value in the progress of it all, or in the process of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Um yeah, and I think that can, make a lot of people lose sight of the end goal. That can make a lot of people discouraged. Um but you got to stay the course. You got to keep going. You know, this life is not a dress rehearsal, so you just have to keep going and keep giving it your all. Um and you should love yourself enough to keep doing that.
Yeah. No, I agree. It
Yeah.
can be difficult, right?
Mhm.
Because you don't know what's on the other side.
Yeah.
So you're like, okay, I gotta give up this comfortable space that I'm in to go to the unknown.
Yeah.
And it's like even when you think about any other transition, usually you can kind of see like if you're moving, you
Mhm.
go look at houses,
Yeah.
right? Or apartments or whatever, right? Or cars or whatever it is. And then you're like, oh, I like this one.
Yeah.
Based off of what I know, I'm gonna go. But now you're saying get rid of the house
Mhm.
and you don't know where you're gonna stay.
Yeah. That's scary.
That's scary.
Yeah.
You're displaced.
Yeah.
You're like emotionally and psychologically displaced.
Yeah. Very
So
much so. And that's a scary feeling.
it is.
So.
It is. Um, for number seven, I no, you said number seven. I'm sorry. For number eight, I'm going to emphasize, and we said before that healing hurts, but now I'm going to even take it a step further and say that healing is traumatic,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
Because you are, it's almost like, you know, how some people, like if they break a bone, depending on how it broke, they might have to break it again
Oh yeah.
to,
Yeah.
and then lock it
To
in
reset it.
place to
Yeah.
reset it,
Yeah.
right? So it's like the first break was destructive,
Mhm.
but the second break is actually to repair.
Yeah.
But they
Mhm.
both hurt,
Mhm.
right? So it's like one is like a growing pain versus a destructive habit.
Yeah. And the repair one might hurt more
It could.
because
You're right.
the initial one was like, oh, like, and you might, I mean, it might be adrenaline or whatever, like you may not necessarily notice it, but that second one is intentional, and it's
It's
like,
intentional, and so okay, since we're gonna go with this analogy, the first one you were just making your way downtown,
yeah.
walking fast, you know, minding your
Yes.
business, and not thinking about, like, there was no subconscious thought probably around what was going to happen, and then you found yourself in a space, and now when they reset the bone, they're like,
Mm.
and you can't walk,
Mm.
you're going to have to sit down for 6 months,
Yeah.
right? And you can't eat these foods, and you got to take this medicine, and you got to do this therapy, this physical therapy regimen, right? And you got to do this, and if you don't, you
Mhm.
may not walk,
Ever.
right?
Listen. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
Like, you have to monitor
Mm.
and be aware of and be intentional and only do things that are going to promote the progress, and
Mhm.
be intentional about that. And the doctor comes in and gives you an assessment, they constantly checking in, and it's literally like, okay, if you don't do this physical therapy, you will lose feeling, or you will you know, it's
Mhm.
going to be a loss. So
Yeah.
it's like it's an uphill battle versus just you making your way downtown walking fast.
Right. Right. Mm.
So I'm going to say that number eight is, I think, realizing that healing is traumatic,
Mhm.
right? Even when I talked to someone who just got married, and they were like, you know, to change their last name and all of that.
Mm.
And they were like, you know, it's kind of traumatic. And I was like, yes, I
Yeah.
would imagine so, right? But
Yeah.
in a good way.
Yeah, in a good
There's
way.
some positive trauma where the end result
Yeah.
is good,
Yeah.
right? Because it's like you have to shed away your old self to become
Mhm.
this new, like the shedding of your old name and picking up this new name is symbolic of you letting go of who you were
Mhm.
to embrace who you will become, and you
Exactly.
don't know what you're becoming,
You don't. Ooh, that's
right?
good.
So it's the unknown.
That's
People don't
good.
fear what they know,
Yeah,
they fear what they
absolutely. What
don't
they
know,
don't know.
they
Yep.
fear what they don't understand,
Yep. Very true. And
right?
that's healing in a
That is healing
nutshell.
in a nutshell, because literally, even if you knew that whatever you were doing was toxic, you doing drugs, whatever,
Mhm.
right? You know this is bad. You know eventually I'll die,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But you're comfortable with it.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, every time you're flirting with death, but you're
Yeah.
comfortable with it.
Yeah.
But then it's like, what does not doing this look like? I don't know.
I don't know. And I listen, I don't have the capacity to want to find out either,
Listen,
depending on where you are in that healing journey. And that
right.
might be where you are.
Think about, and since we're talking about drugs, think about, like, okay, if somebody never took drugs and then the first time they tried it, that's like the making my way downtown walking fast, like I'm just minding my business,
Mhm.
having fun, whatever, whatever. But now I have to go into recovery.
Mhm.
Now I have to fight against
Yeah.
myself. I
Yep.
have to fight against the desires of my own body,
Yeah.
right? I have to fight against these cravings, and I have access to the stuff I want.
Mhm.
So it's a mental thing, it's
Yeah.
emotional, right?
Eh,
And
ugh.
I was watching 911, like I went
Mhm.
back and was watching it, and there was an episode where the firefighters, like somebody baked them some brownies and they ended up getting high, but they didn't do it on purpose,
Okay, yeah,
right?
yeah. I remember that one.
And
The
the
wheat
captain,
brownies.
yeah, the wheat brownies, and the
Mhm.
captain was high, and Athena, his girlfriend, or maybe it was his fiance at the time, I don't know,
The black lady.
the black lady,
Angela Bassett.
Angela
Okay,
Bassett,
gotcha.
she was like, "Oh no, but you didn't." fall off the wagon because see, he's a recovering
Yeah.
alcoholic and drug user.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she was like, "You didn't fall off the wagon, you were pushed. It's different." And he
Mm.
was like, "But I want to do it again.
Mm.
It
Yeah.
felt good."
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
like, "That's why I feel like a failure. It's not that I got pushed. It's the fact that I want to do it again.
Because now
Now
it's
I
my
gotta fight.
choice. Yeah, now
Now
I
I gotta
have to
fight
fight.
again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Before I was minding my business.
Listen.
Now I gotta do some daggone work.
Yes.
Oh no,
And the work, and you already know the work is not
the work
easy.
ain't
Like, I've
easy.
already been down this road before.
Exactly.
That was
I
good.
had to
That's a
fight
good.
like hell
Yeah, to get where I
to get
was,
where I was,
and now
and
here I
now
am.
here I am at rock
Mhm.
bottom, having to do it again. And sometimes that's what healing is. It's traumatic, also because, like we said before, it's not linear.
Yeah, not at all. You might want it to be, especially if you're one of those like type A people, like, oh, I'm gonna do this,
And I'm going to be on
but
this
no,
steady progressive states,
no.
increasing and going upward, and then you get
Ooh,
knocked down,
mm.
which
Cause them triggers will trigger.
feels like a failure in the moment.
Yeah. Yes, I've
But
definitely been
it
there.
really is a choice if
Yeah.
it's going to be failure or not, because it's like, well, how am I going to handle it? What am I going to do? Am I going to allow it to make me better, or am I going to succumb to whatever caused me to fail?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
so yeah, healing is traumatic.
Yeah. That was a good one. Um, so I'm trying to think.
So maybe, I guess, to better articulate that, a sign that you have a toxic relationship with healing is that you think is going to be sunshine, lollipops, and roses,
For
and it's
sure.
not. It's traumatic.
It is traumatic.
All right, I'm done. Go ahead.
I'm done. Listen, we could totally end it there. I feel like that was a good one. Um, but I think another one is just, and this goes a little bit with like being, we talked about being unchanged and you really haven't changed. But I think when you think about, your lower self and your higher self, um, but just staying in what's comfortable in that lower self of yours. And I feel like I can speak to that because we all get comfortable and we feel comfortable in the things that we know. Like you said, like, I know what this looks like. Now when it comes to healing, I don't know what that's going to look like, so I don't want to do it and I'm going to stay away from that. But just staying in your lower self, and like we said before, like when you know better and you're still choosing not to do better. And I think when you think about that angel and that devil on your shoulder, your lower self kind of playing that devil's advocate role, of just choosing to be in that because it's comfortable, and not paying attention to the triggers of what takes you back to that space, and allowing yourself to go there. So that can be toxic, but it's not like the end of the world, especially once you recognize it. So for me, I've definitely been in situations where I find myself being my lower self. And I don't, for me, because I'm in a different space in my healing journey, but I don't take it like, oh, like it's just the end of the world, like you ain't shit type shit. Like, I don't really beat myself up about it anymore. I recognize it and I'm like, all right, you gotta do better. Like, you cannot stay here. You can't be in this lower place. Like, you gotta keep pushing and moving forward. And I think, again, me 5 years ago would just be like, all right, well, I guess that's it. Like, I don't need to continue on this path. Like, I would just be like, all right, I'm kind of
Accept it.
done. I would accept it. Yeah.
Right. This is just who I am.
Yes, that's it. This is just who I am. This is
Listen.
me. This is how I've always been, type of thing. But I think knowing what I know, and working on my own triggers, and working on my own roots, and my past, that I feel a lot more comfortable with saying, like, okay, well, you're here right now, but let's think of some exit plans. Let's think of some extra strategies to get you out of here. But I think in terms of it being toxic, like I said, you would just be like, well, this is just who I am. And I'm cool with staying here, being in this lower self of mine. Because we recognize our lower selves and we recognize our higher selves too. But again, it's more difficult to take on your higher self because, that self is different. That self knows better. That self, doesn't want to go backwards. But again, it's hard to do that when there are things and people and environments around you that want you to be your lower self. So that can be difficult.
Yeah.
Um,
I agree. And that's why, before we talked about how if you are healing, things should change.
yeah.
People, places, things should change because you're going to choose things that lend itself to your healing. Like you're going to
Mhm.
create an environment that's conducive to that. Um I agree, there's definitely a fight between your lower self and the
Mhm.
person
All
that
the
you want to
time.
be, because you're actually not her yet,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
You're like in the and I love how Michelle's book was becoming. It's like I'm in the
Yes.
ing, like I ain't
Ing. Yeah.
like I'm still
Not
discovering.
is.
I'm not there. I
Yes.
haven't arrived,
Not
right?
became.
Right.
But
It's
ing. I
it's
like that.
becoming, which means that
It still
there's
works.
uncertainty,
Yeah.
right? It means that I might not make it,
Oh yes.
right? It means that it's risky, right? Like
Yeah.
we're unsure.
Yeah.
Like could be,
Could be. But
could not be.
to be decided, to be
To be
determined.
determined at a
Yeah.
later date.
For sure. And that's what it is when you look at those two halves of yourself. But it's important, again, like I just mentioned, to be able to recognize that, I think, is what's most important. um so if you're feeling, this toxic relationship with healing, you find yourself continuously being your lower self, then you know that there's some further work for you to do
Right.
to get you up out of that. And you can do it. It can be done.
Yeah. I actually do beat myself up when I
Mhm.
see, like, if I see that, like if I read my journal or my diary and I'll be like, this the same. I'll be like, come on now.
Yeah.
Like I actually lay into myself
Mhm.
really bad because I'd be like, this is trifling.
Mm.
Especially if it's something that I feel like I know.
Yeah.
Like I'd be like, is this who we are?
Right. Girl.
Right? Like and maybe it's because I can see it on paper so it feels more like subjective.
Yeah.
Like it feels more like I'm like, this is how, like, these are my actual thoughts about the situation, and not because we give ourselves passes. Like we'll
Mhm.
be like, oh no,
Okay.
I know what I'm doing. I got this under control.
Yeah.
It ain't that. I know it looked like that.
Yeah.
I know
But
it
it
looked
ain't
like a duck, but
that.
it's not a duck. I know it
It don't
quacks,
quack.
but it's still not a duck.
It's kind of squeaks, but it don't
Right.
quack.
But because we'll do that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We'll try to be. Oh no, see, she was foolish when she did that, but what
Yeah.
I'm doing, that's not the
It's
same.
different.
And it's like, but it's exactly the
Yeah.
same. Yeah. So I do like lay into myself. Like I'll be
Mhm.
like, this is crazy.
Yeah. No.
Absolutely not. And I think that and I mean, I'm not saying that one is right and one is wrong, because I think that there is a such thing as giving yourself grace and
Yeah.
doing whatever's productive for you. And I think that for me, it's like a catalyst for change,
Mhm.
because I'll be so appalled by it
Yeah. That you
that I'll
have
be
to be
like,
like, nah.
what?
Yeah.
Because they say that people don't change because they just want to. They only change when it serves them to do so.
That's
So
good.
when I can see the evidence of it, when I can see like you did all of this and this was not productive,
Yeah.
like you wasted time or you wasted whatever I feel like I had to sacrifice or whatever I feel like I lost, then I'm just like, are you gonna do that stuff again?
Yeah.
You gonna
Nah.
put yourself back here yet again and you know better? And you be sitting up there on that daggone show talking about X, Y, and Z.
Girl, every
Aren't
time.
you? What's the word? Aren't you like a hypocrite?
Hypocrite,
That's the word
yeah.
I'm looking for.
Yeah. It's yeah. And I get it. And hang on. Let's go to break because I'm about to go in on that because that's a good point. We will be right back. Thank you for listening to Brunch with Bestie Show.
Early. The address is 1135 East Compton Boulevard. That's 1135 East Compton Boulevard in Compton, California. For more information, follow them on IG at First Sundays Open Mic.
What's up, friends? It's IE and Friends. We're here at the Podcast Pit LA. It was so fun. We came to rep the IE. I think we did a pretty good job. So shout out to the Podcast Pit for having us. Shout out to TGN. You guys should definitely check them out. You should check me out, Saul V. Gomez.
Y'all can find me at I Know Caesar on IG. You can find me at airbear_IE on IG.
And you guys can find the podcast at IE and Friends on every social media network except for OnlyFans. That's coming soon. So stay tuned. So follow us and follow TGN Podcast Pit. Have a good day, guys.
Hey, Jackie, what's wrong?
I'm over here running around trying to tell everybody about the Podcast Pit.
What's the Podcast Pit?
I'm glad you asked. The Podcast Pit is an event where you will find some of your favorite podcasts performing in front of a live audience.
Will there be food and drinks there?
Of course there will be. It's at Joxer Dailies in Culver City. They have a full bar and a full menu.
Hey, I may need to tell people about this as well.
Yes, come with me. Let's tell them.
The Podcast Pit is coming. The Podcast Pit is coming. Hey, Jackie, what's wrong?
I'm over here running around trying to tell everybody about the Podcast Pit.
What's the Podcast Pit?
I'm glad you asked. The Podcast Pit is an event where you will find some of your favorite podcasts performing in front of a live audience.
Will there be food and drinks there?
Of course there will be. It's at Joxer Dailies in Culver City. They have a full bar and a full menu.
Hey, I may need to tell people about this as well.
Yes, come with me. Let's tell them.
The Podcast Pit is coming. The Podcast Pit is coming.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Alex Himes from Courtside Radio. We love to have you tuning in every Monday and Thursday at 6:30 p.m. right here on the Good News Radio Network. Don't forget to tune in every week, people. We'll see you then.
Is it time for a career change? Are you looking for that role that pours back into your city? Bright Star Schools is an organization that is dedicated to supporting their educators to grow their careers, serving students and families all around the Los Angeles area. Apply now. Bright Star Schools is offering sign-on bonuses from $5,000 to $7,500.
Welcome back to Brunch with Besties.
Hey.
I'm Sherry Renee.
And I'm Chanel.
Our mission is to heal and help others as we heal and help ourselves through purpose-driven conversations. Today, we're talking about 12 signs you have a toxic relationship with healing. And we just talked about how you can get complacent, right? How you see the triggers, but you still allow your lower self to emerge. And I was just saying how sometimes I do beat myself up because I feel like a hypocrite. To a certain degree. And I feel like if somebody came and asked me about this situation, I would have all the advice in the world, but I'm not following it. Right. So I would be like, you literally know better. And you're making a choice not to do better. And you said you wanted to comment on that.
Yeah, same. And I could totally agree with that. Like, you know, we talk about our healing journey on the show. That's what the platform is, basically. It's our personal healing journeys. And like we said, it's not linear. And sometimes for me personally, it looks up and down. You know, all of these 12 signs that your relationship with healing might be toxic is very true to me because I've seen them. I know what they look like. So that's why it's easy for us to come up with them. So there are times where, you know, even me too, I'm just like, yeah, you talk all this stuff on the podcast, but then you go live your life and you're like, what are you doing?
like, who are you?
Who are you? Yes. Like, what are you doing? But I guess for me, and that's why I can, like, sometimes I choose not to beat myself up about it because it's like, well, for one, I am human. I have to give myself grace. And two, like, you know, this is uncharted territory. Like there are stuff that you can read, but it's really so personal to you that you don't know. You don't know. And every day that we wake up and we make all of these choices and decisions, like it could either put us forward in our healing journey or push us 2 steps back. Like you just don't know every single day. And that's the crazy part about healing and, you know, living in general. Like you just don't know what's going to happen day to day, minute to minute, hour to hour. Like you have no idea. So there are times where I am like, all right, you being real stupid right now, and you feel it. We talked about, you know, our gut and our gut feelings, like that feeling is real, and it's real. It tells you everything that you need to know. So there are times where I'll have those moments where I'm like, this feels so familiar. Like,
listen,
girl, like you're about to go through a cycle that you've already been through. You know this to a T. Like you could do this with your eyes closed. You know this shit. But then there are other times where I'm just like, all right, like you made that choice. Okay. Now you know better. So how are you going to maneuver this time and not get the same, you know, consequence or reaction that you got the last time? Like what's going to be different? Here is your moment and opportunity to show that you do know. So
yes,
those are moments where I try to be kind with myself, to be like, okay, the moment is here. What are you gonna do?
So what gets me to that moment is me calling myself out and being like, you pretending like you don't know
Mm-hmm.
because 2 pages ago you explicitly said what it was,
Yeah.
and now you acting ignorant and pretending like, well, maybe it could. You just said 2 pages ago that you knew that it wasn't. 3 pages before that, you prayed, asked God, got 17 signs,
All the time.
and now 3 pages later, we acting brand new, like maybe
Listen.
it wasn't clear.
Ooh,
Like, what we doing?
that's
So
crazy.
we know,
We
right?
know.
And here's the thing: why? And I'm not for either being hard on yourself or
Yeah.
not. Do whatever works for you. For me, I got to be accountable.
Yeah.
Because the more that I play ignorant, the more time that I spend in this dysfunctional cycle.
Yeah.
And the more time that I lose, and the more time that I compound my trauma.
Yeah.
Right. So to me, it's just like, SOS, emergency. This is not a drill. This is
Yeah.
real life.
Yeah.
Right. We gonna stop being haphazard about ourselves.
Yeah.
Right. Like, you
That's
too
good.
important for this. So but then it goes to what you just said, which is, well, now's the time,
Mm-hmm.
because we don't have to accept what is
Yeah.
right now. So what are you going to do?
What are you gonna do?
And I usually try to make myself do something kind of radical
Mm.
to let myself know. Because what happens is it's like a slow, like, slippage,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because we be like, oh yeah, I did this, and I'm healed, and I'm changed, and
Yeah.
I'm different, blah blah blah. And then something comes to test you.
Yeah.
And then you
Always.
be like, oh, it's just a little, like, it ain't a lot of whatever. It's just a little bit.
Yeah. The test is
It's
gonna
just
come.
a little.
Yes.
Or you feel like I'm in control.
Yeah.
Like, this situation can be here, but I'm in control.
Yeah.
I won't end up back where I was because I know better now.
Right.
But it's like, but why are we even in this situation?
Yeah.
Right? Like, why are we even here? So then I make myself do something radical, like, well, don't be here then.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, because clearly, if you knew better, you weren't guarding.
Mm.
Right? If you knew better, then you would guard. And since you lack guard, get it out.
Get it out.
Right?
Yeah.
So, and that's just my methodology. Again, I'm not prescribing anything. People got to do what works for them. But the reason why I get radical is because it terrifies me. Because I know where I was before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I'm walking that path, it's a no.
Yeah.
I can't afford it mentally. I don't have the capacity to do that again.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't allow, like, I have to guard my space so much where that can never happen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's
Nope.
not a joke. It's not a drill. So for me, it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
like, see the red flag, act like it's a red flag.
Yeah. And not
Not
a pink.
suggestion.
Right. It's not pink or yellow.
Right.
Or
It's red. What do red mean?
There we go.
Red literally means stop.
It means
So
stop.
whatever it is that I'm reading that makes my antennas go up, I'll be like, I have to stop this effective immediately.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even care.
Mm.
Like, hey y'all, I'm not coming. Can't go. Bye.
Yeah.
None of y'all business. Ain't gonna be able to do it.
Yeah.
Bye.
The end.
It ain't a drill. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it becomes like too urgent. And the reason why, and this is again just for me, but it's because there was a point where I felt like I don't even trust myself.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
I remember this one time I was like praying, and I was like, and God, and I don't understand, and this happened and that happened, and blah 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 blah. And I was just like, and it's just to the point where I just feel like I just don't even trust myself.
Yeah.
And then I realized that I know. I just don't do. I make the conscious decision to go against that which I know to be true.
Mm.
So if I know, then the person that is untrustworthy is me.
Mm.
Right? Because I knew and chose not to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where's the accountability there?
Yeah.
Right? If you the one who knew, because you be praying.
Listen.
And you be asking. And the signs be signing.
Yeah, listen, you get your answers.
Okay.
Yes. The answers
7
are here.
times over. But yet here you are. So, And here's the other thing too. I even like in one of my prayers, I was like, and God, I had the nerve to actually be mad at you, but it's really me.
Yeah.
Because when I asked, you gave me the answer. I just didn't like it. I just wished it. I didn't want it. I did not accept it. But just because I don't accept it, don't mean it ain't true.
That part. Yeah.
So why pray and ask if you ain't gonna do?
Yeah, right. You still doing what you do.
So now, so you praying and asking.
Yeah.
And I love Pastor Jerry Flowers. I posted this in our group. He said something like, you trying to make what you did right. It's like you asking God what's right, but then when he tell you that it's something else, you're like, okay, well, can you just make what I did right? No, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Like that's not it.
Yeah.
So for me, it becomes more urgent. I do beat myself up because I'm like, no, because I don't want to feel like I can't trust my own judgment. When we sitting up here praying for wisdom, and I told you before, we got intuition, we got discernment, we got wisdom,
all of it.
And the reason why I know for a fact that it's me is because I wrote it.
Yeah.
I prayed to God and asked this, and God showed me this sign. Then literally 5 pages later, I'd be like, well, maybe, it's really not this because it's what I want.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's the hard part about
But when you
everything.
read that back and you're like, hold on.
Yeah.
You knew.
Yeah, you did.
And you knew so much that you articulated it.
Yeah. And
In a written form.
Yeah.
In a beautiful sentence with all your damn creativity, honey. Okay? You're a daggone poet.
Listen.
So you knew.
You wrote it.
You gave examples. Because I'm thorough, honey. So,
Yeah.
if I wrote it clean and clear.
Listen.
And now, on 5 pages later, we acting brand new like we don't know. We got questions that have already been answered. No.
Yeah.
It's like when your kids ask you and you be like, nah, you can't go to the store. Oh, and they keep... What did I not? Just because you don't like it don't mean it's not true. No, go sit down.
Yes.
Okay, go sit down. I said no.
The answer is no. Yes.
Right. So it was no 5 pages ago. It was no 5 pages after that. And if you keep on in the cycle, it's gonna be no a year from now. But you want to act like you don't understand? No.
It's always no. Yeah. The big picture is no.
Yeah. Hello. So that's why I be like, so when I see myself doing that, I be like, because this is your habit.
That's good.
Other people got habits and toxic this and toxic traits or whatever you want to call it, but this is yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
You clearly don't understand.
And that's that accountability piece. Yeah.
Right. So I just be like,
Yeah. That makes sense.
Like whatever you got to do, like for me, whatever I have to do to stop it immediately, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Change the number.
Right.
Change the number then.
Listen, everything.
Move. Do that. New name and social. Do it.
But I am cutting all ties
I
here.
can't do it because it's not worth it. Because I know what it costs me because I've read about it in my own diary.
Yeah.
Season after season.
So I know.
I thoroughly know.
Yes.
So only a fool, look, and shouts out to my friend Toyota. The only thing worse than a young fool is an old fool.
Ooh, yes. That's some wisdom right there.
So we gonna have the same, and then my first lady said, y'all keep slipping on the same banana in
Yeah.
the same spot. Like the devil ain't even gotta try to be creative. Like it's
Listen.
the same thing.
That is good.
Same thing. So I'm like, it's a cost.
Yeah.
And I decided that the price is too high. But I do understand that you have to get there.
Yeah.
Because again, people don't change because they know better.
Yeah.
They change when it costs them too much to say the same. And
Yeah.
for me now, it costs too much. So I'll be like, like if it look like smell, if I think it might be a duck.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it costs too much. Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe it's not. Okay. I'll take that risk. I'll take the risk that it's not a duck.
Yeah. Because if it's not, then it'll come back as whatever it was. There we go.
Because I'm not so desperate.
Yeah.
That I'm going to stick around and find out, even though I've already saw the red flags.
Yeah.
I'm desperate after me.
Yeah. That's good.
Like I'm desperate after my peace of mind.
Yeah. That's good.
So if I think you about to disturb my peace, it's a wrap. And I do not care what you think.
Hey.
Don't give a damn a D or an F. Okay.
Because
Don't
listen,
care.
my piece is mine.
Listen.
And listen, it's a wrap. Sorry. Not sorry.
Listen.
All of that. No, that's good. That is good. Whatever is that, 9?
Listen, I have
10?
no clue.
I think that was 9.
That was 9.
Yeah.
So
So we on 10 now.
So for 10, I would say you have a toxic trait when you don't set yourself up for success. Like Brittany was on the other day and she talked about systems. Set yourself up. Like she was talking in the vein of working out, but like, hey, pick your workout clothes out, do this, do that. Like have a set time. Set yourself up for success. That enables her to get up and work out every day. If we know what the cycle is, doesn't it only make sense to put boundaries to ensure that we are successful? Just like how they say, like, people, and how we always compare our traumas to like addictions, right? Because it becomes a part of you, unfortunately. So you have to rehabilitate, right? Like somebody who's an addict won't be like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the dope house and hang out because my friend's there.
Right.
No, you need new friends.
Yeah.
You shouldn't go over there.
You need a new environment.
You need a whole new environment.
Yeah.
So it's like, you got to create the infrastructure to be successful. If I know I got a thing for whatever, and that's what trips me up, then I have to create the atmosphere that will enable me to not fall for the same trap. So if I say, oh, I'm not like dating, I'm not talking to a dude that do this and do that, then I can't do that. And I'm talking about me because I just did that.
No, it's okay.
And then I was like, and then when I saw myself being a damn fool,
girl,
then I was like, first of all, and I called myself a fool.
Hey,
right? I do not agree with name calling.
No.
I don't. Like, I wouldn't call somebody else, right? But I was literally sitting there reading my own words.
Yeah.
And being like, who are you?
Girl. Yeah.
Because on this paper, you're looking real foolish. And we are, and here's the thing, we are what we do.
Yeah.
And we always want a pass. Oh, I'm not this just because I did that. Well, then, honey, then who is? If you kill someone, then you're a murderer. Okay?
I mean,
be it accidental, whatever. You can tell us all the circumstances and why you justified it. It don't matter.
Listen, you are.
Right.
Hey,
I didn't say what your consequences should be. I don't get to judge.
Right,
but
right.
Thieves steal.
Yeah.
Murderers kill.
Yeah.
That's what they do. So,
hey, period. No, that's another really good one. Like, you gotta set yourself up, and if you don't, then
listen,
it's gonna be what it's gonna be if you don't set yourself up.
And I think
for that.
we always think that we're like this exception. Like, we think that we can do it and not be not fall into the category. No, you categorized yourself when you did what you did.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and
it's just like when people they like people when they do drugs, they be like, but I don't do crack though.
Right.
I just do this, but I don't.
I would never do crack.
Is that not all of his drugs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well then you do drugs.
Yeah. Hey.
like Miguel said in his song, do you like drugs?
Yes.
Right.
I mean, a drug is a drug.
A drug is a drug.
If it's legal or illegal, a drug is a drug.
Drugs are drugs.
So there's that part.
There it is.
Yeah.
Right.
But I will say I won't do crack. No, that is so out. Oh my gosh. But yeah.
But you know what? I bet you it's a lot of people that do crack today that never thought they would.
Absolutely. Tons. Probably all the people that do crack now
probably
said that,
like,
I would never do that.
Exactly.
So that's the thing. Because drugs are drugs, like you said. Like, it's not no levels to this shit. They're all drugs.
But that's how we do. So we be like, oh, I'm not this.
Yeah.
I just do this a little bit.
Just a little. Just a tinge.
Tinge.
Socially.
Right.
So yeah.
Because even me, like, I'm not a big drinker, right? But like when people be like, oh, do you drink? I'll be like, not really. Then I'll be like, but I be drinking, like I'll drink wine, whatever. Like, I don't drink how it sounds, or how I think it sounds.
Yeah.
But Yes,
I do.
like,
I mean, I partake
right?
in the drinks. So yeah,
I'm a lightweight, but I still
I'm gonna drink.
am participating. So yes,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely. Yeah, I agree because I'm definitely like that. Like I will smoke and I will do edibles, and yeah, I think I'm definitely one of them people because I've seen it too. Like I've seen drugs affect people terribly. So I'm like, nah, I can't do crack. So like, no,
Yeah.
no way. But I also understand that drugs are drugs. So that's, the choice that I'm making for myself. But that is good, man. Like you cannot like
I think that we have this like predisposition to explain away what we do. Like just
yeah. Oh
justify it.
yeah.
Like, oh well, if I do it, it's cool.
You can. You can totally justify it. Or it's like, oh, it's okay because I know me, but I mean you don't know what could happen in 5 years or if somebody lace it or you never
Yeah.
know what's because the world is pretty scary right now.
Right.
To
Because
be real.
right, exactly.
It's really scary. So you don't know. I mean, people are putting fentanyl on your car, like so you could touch it. It's just crazy. Like that's
Yeah,
wild
it's
to
it's
me.
crazy. Stuff is crazy.
Yeah, stuff is really concerning in the world right now. But yeah, I do think we like try to justify it, and I'm definitely speaking for me, like justifying the things that you do. But then that goes to show like you can't do that. Either you gonna not do it, or
I don't know. It's just for whatever reason we have this like weird perception of when it's us, it's not, it doesn't fit the definition that it fits.
yeah,
Like, oh no, I'm not a thief.
yeah,
Okay,
right.
but when you was at your mama house, you just took this money off the dresser.
Right.
Oh, she had plenty. I'll give you back. It ain't, oh, okay, well, do you know what the definition
Right.
is?
Right. You know what it means to steal. Like, I didn't mean it. I'm gonna give it back. I was gonna give it right back.
Right, or whatever,
Like
right?
what? No.
Like, no, no, you didn't do a money heist.
Right.
Right, if you want to talk extremes, but that money
But
wasn't yours and you took it.
oh my gosh. Yeah, and that's why I love when we have these conversations about this stuff because it does make me like think about what I'm doing in my life like currently. And that's why sometimes these are hard to do because it's like shit, I'm literally figuring it out as I go. Like
Yeah, we
I'm
winging it.
trying like definitely
I told you, we're
winging
hypocrites,
it.
okay? We're hypocrites and we're winging it.
Winging it like a bug. But we do, but I think for us though, like we can see
See,
the
look, here
bigger
go the but.
picture.
See, this is
But
what I'm
on the
talking about.
real, we justifying
This is what I'm talking about right now.
the
We
justification.
justify-
But definitely winging it. But I do want better for both of us, and I know
Yeah,
we're gonna get there. I think
absolutely.
that's the
And
part
I
where
mean,
it's like
and
okay,
some of it is part of the process,
yeah,
right? Where it's like, no, I'm probably not going to knock it out of the park first time every go round,
mm,
right? So it's just, I think that that's the other thing too, is that it is a struggle. That's why I said like it's trauma, like it's
that was the
work,
best one. It
like
is. It
you
is.
got to do it. Like it's not, it ain't gonna heal itself,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, because it is, and it's so many emotions, and it's like shocking. Like every day, it's something like that you're just appalled and shocked by. Like, oh my god, like here we go again, another day. Even on the days when you're tired and you don't really think about it, but subconsciously, like it's there, still going on. Like it's that
Yeah.
battle is still being fought. Whether you're in tune to it or not.
Right. And it's about those split second choices. And this is why I'm talking about the system. So going back to what Brittany said about like just
Mm-hmm.
setting yourself up for success, it's like, okay, if I know that this is a struggle for me,
Mm-hmm.
right, then maybe I shouldn't surround myself by it.
Yeah,
You
don't put
know?
yourself in that situation.
Or
Yeah.
if I know, right, just like, okay, like your book, single and not ready to mingle. Maybe
Mhm.
it's like, you know what, I'm not dating
Yeah.
because I'm not ready right now.
Yeah.
But it's at least coming to that realization, right? So right now I'm focused on me. this is what I'm doing, blah, 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 like guardrails, right? Or even if it's like, hey, I am dating, but not unless it meets this criteria. Well, then when it doesn't have that criteria, then don't do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's always easier said than done.
Girl, very much so.
Because we'll be like,
well, yeah.
but that's always
Speaking
the
from
trick,
personal experience.
because what's comfortable in our brain,
Yeah.
the dysfunction, we almost like it.
Because it's comfortable.
It's comfortable.
Yeah.
So your brain like registers it as familiarity.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's like, it's easy.
Yeah. And I know this. Like, I
this.
know how to maneuver through
in this setting. But that's the problem.
Yeah.
The old me knows how to maneuver in this setting.
But the new me shouldn't even be here.
The new me shouldn't even be here.
So
what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Right?
That's the other part. Like, the new me will be like, why am I even here?
Yeah.
Like,
but,
what's the point?
So if I'm giving up, let's say that I smoke cigarettes. I don't. I think it's horrible. I know.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go with that.
That's so
I'm
old.
probably not gonna go to a cigar lounge.
Right.
Right. Oh no, I'm gonna go, but I ain't gonna smoke. Like,
right. What? Yeah. No.
Or I'm just gonna hookah. Or
yeah,
like,
exactly.
I'm gonna do everything that's like smoking.
Because that's like 20 cigarettes actually.
But that's what we do.
It's
like,
true.
We'll be like,
I don't smoke, but
yeah, I'm not gonna. I know that I shouldn't date this dude because he don't fit the criteria. I'm just gonna talk to him now. Like, I'm talking about me.
And listen, I was saying you're talking about me, but it's okay.
I'm talking about me.
We're talking about ourselves here, but it is
oh god.
Okay.
And like,
woo.
Yeah, and that's the example where I was like, where nothing went wrong, but I was just like,
girl,
I know that this ain't it, so sound the alarm.
Story of my life,
right? And I know he's still sitting there like, what happened? And I'm like, I told you what happened. You don't want to receive it,
man.
But it was very clear and very explicit that I know that this isn't it, and I'm not settling. Okay, never will I be desperate enough to settle. So that ain't it.
Child.
She's a lot of things.
But a settler is
not one of them. And this feels like settling. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Is it comfortable?
That.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Could I do this? Yes, I could. But I'm actually down for a challenge.
Yeah. Listen, because I want to see something else now.
And I don't want to. And I told him I don't want to resent you.
Yeah.
That's where it's gonna go. Because I feel like I'm set. I don't even feel like it. I know I am. I'd literally rather die first.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. And girl, story of my life.
Listen.
Do you hear me?
Listen, but that's what we want to do. Because then we think like, oh, because I'm aware, I have the upper position, so I won't allow it to get to a point of destruction. But you were already in the role in the path of destruction when you open the door to destruction.
Yeah, you're already there
because you already set a boundary and you didn't obey
your own boundary. For sure. That's the story of my life. So we're about to go into our next break, so we're gonna pause right here. I think we're on 10, so we got 2 more to go. So thank you for listening to Brunch with Besties show. We will be right back. Thank you for listening to Brunch with Besties show. We will be right back.
Are you trying to buy a home, car, or make other investments and being discriminated against because of your credit score? At credit909.com, our professionals can help you remove judgments, student loans, child support, medical bills, and other erroneous and negative items on your credit report. Call 800-752-9763 today for a free credit analysis and consultation, or text credit to 909-688-5461.
Hey, my name is Jasmine Sweets, and I'm so excited to be bringing you The Sweet Spot on TGN Vibes, Good Vibes, and R&B. Playing the old school, new school, and in between. I'm coming to you this summer. Stay tuned.
Birthdays are meant for celebration, and when it comes to celebrating, Flour and Sugar never misses a beat. Offering custom cake designs to fit any special occasion, your cake will be the talk around town. From sushi cakes to perfume bottles, everything is always edible with flavors like Oreo, banana pudding, and our top flavor, strawberry shortcake. I can't miss. Order your special cake today by email at flourandsugarla@gmail.com or visit our website at flourandsugar.store. Or if you want to see new design, follow us on Instagram at _flour_and_sugar_.
Emmanuel Jones, also known as Zach, the original Black Ranger. Hey, and make sure you're checking out TGN Radio. Hey.
Peace, family, brother Reza. So I'm here. You already know I'm checking in with TGN Radio, Black owned. So you already know that's where I'm at. Tap in.
What's up, everyone? It's your girl Jules from the Primos Chidos. Did you know that recent studies have proven that the Primos Chidos radio increases life expectancy and loss of weight? So make sure to catch us every Thursday at 12 p.m. on the TGN Latinx station.
Are you single and ready to mingle? Well, you may not be, but now here's your chance to purchase an all-new 30-day journal, Single and Not Quite Ready to Mingle, a 30-day journal to make the most of your single season. It's by me, Chanel, co-host of Brunch with Besties show. You can purchase your journal right now on Amazon by typing in Single and Not Quite Ready to Mingle. Now is the time to do the work. I'm rooting for you. Go ahead and purchase your journal now. Single and Not Quite Ready to Mingle, a 30-day journal to make the most of your single season. Are you ready?
Hey, my name is Jasmine Sweets, and I'm so excited to be bringing you The Sweet Spot on TGN Vibes, Good Vibes, and R&B. Playing the old school, new school, and in between. I'm coming to you this summer. Stay tuned.
Hey, Jackie, what's wrong?
I'm over here running around trying to tell everybody about the Podcast Pit.
What's the Podcast Pit?
I'm glad you asked. The Podcast Pit is an event where you will find some of your favorite podcasts performing in front of a live audience.
Will there be food and drinks there?
Of course there will be. It's at Joxer Dailies in Culver City. They have a full bar and a full menu.
Hey,
Welcome to Brunch with Besties.
Hey.
We're talking about 12 signs you have a toxic relationship with healing. Yes, and we just got done talking about how you don't create infrastructure like a healing, an environment that's conducive for healing. Like you think that you can change, but nothing else has to change. So you want to keep doing the same things that you were doing, but you think that your outlook is enough to stop you from your own detriment.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like the sum up. That was great. All right. We are on number 11. We almost there, y'all. We get in there. So I would say my final thoughts on sign 11, that you have a toxic relationship with healing, is I don't know if we talked about accountability in the earlier ones, but I feel like that keeps. We did. Okay. So maybe not that one. Let's see. What else is there?
I think one of them is that like you're healing for an outcome. Like I want to get married, so I'm gonna do this healing. I want to lose weight,
see what you're saying.
so let me heal.
Yeah.
I want to be financially free, so let me heal.
But for this one moment in time, but not for the long.
Yeah, where it's like, and I think what happens is you get misguided because let's just go with the one for a relationship. I'm healed so I can be in this relationship. Then it's like, well, what happens is then the second that you meet a guy, you get distracted and you stop healing, right? Versus like I'm healing and then a relationship is the byproduct of it. It's just a natural. It's just something that happens as a result, but it wasn't the intention. So I feel like the intentions are sometimes off, where it's like, oh, I saw this girl do her healing journey and she ended up getting XYZ. I want XY. So it's like I'm picking her path.
Yeah.
Because I want her outcome. But she may not be healing the way I need to heal.
Exactly.
We may not have the same wounds. And then I get frustrated because her timeline may not be mine.
Yeah.
Right. And again, I still may not be healed because I'm following in someone else's footsteps when my healing journey is my own. So I think sometimes when our intentions aren't right, well, my intention isn't to heal, it's to get a relationship, then I will actually sacrifice my healing for a relationship. So if I meet a guy and he presents something that I think I want, I will actually sacrifice my healing to get in that relationship, which is actually compounding my trauma. Right? So it's like, I think when your intention is to heal, it's literally because I want to see who I want to become, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm on a self-discovery journey. I think I can do better than who I am right now.
Right.
I think that maybe I don't like who I am right now. I want to be better, but not so that I can get something.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
No, that makes total sense.
Not so that I can like obtain something.
Yeah, because it can't be that. And that makes me think of like, you know, people who do like fad diets, like keto and like those quick
She talking about
type
me
of
again.
no,
It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool.
those fast diets where it's like you gonna drop the weight for sure, like you gonna get your 20 pounds, but soon as you done with that, you gonna pick it right back up. And that's kind of with your healing too. So if you're doing it for the relationship, it's like, okay, well, you might get the
You'll
relationship.
get another toxic one, you know.
That's the part.
Or
Yeah, you'll get
even,
another toxic
you might even
relationship.
get married, but is your marriage dysfunctional?
Exactly. You're
Right?
gonna get what you want, but then when you get in it, it's like, okay,
Exactly. And you still have settled.
yeah.
So now you're married with kids.
Yeah.
The whole shebang. White picket
Everything
fence,
you wanted.
all the things.
You
okay,
here.
the
Yeah.
dog, the whole nine. Okay, a Frenchie, all of it.
Everything.
Okay?
You had to add a Frenchie in there. Shout out to Panda.
You know, all the things. So it looks not, and I think that that's what I'm getting at, is that I think sometimes people heal for almost like the glam of it.
Yeah.
Like, I want what I think it should produce. I have my own, almost like malicious intentions. I don't really want to heal. I just want a husband.
Right.
I don't really want to heal. I just want a better job.
Yeah.
I don't really want to heal. I just want more money.
Yeah.
And somebody told me I need healing. Somebody told me I don't have a good relationship with money and I need to heal. So I guess I'll do that because I really just want more money.
And yeah, like I said, and I mean, you can only run with that for so long where it's gonna catch up to you.
Yeah, well, you're not
lack
committed.
of,
Right?
yeah.
You're not committed to doing the work.
The lack, yeah. It's gonna catch up.
It's gonna catch up. Back to your fad diet when you was talking about me, but it's cool. It's like,
Girl,
yeah,
this whole episode is for me.
it's like, yeah, you'll fit in the dress,
Yeah.
and you'll look cute for the pictures.
Yeah.
But a year from now, will people even know that was you on the picture, because you don't even look like that in real life anymore? You've gained all the weight because you did it for the photo. You didn't do it to be healthy. So your lifestyle,
it wasn't a lifestyle
change.
change.
You
Yeah.
haven't changed. You pretended to be something for 2 weeks, lost the weight so that you could put on a front online. And this ain't even you in real life.
It's not even you. Nope. You don't even know
You
who
don't
that
even
person
know.
is.
And now you've compounded the problem, because not only did you gain that weight back, but you added another 20. So just like how we compound our trauma.
Yeah.
Right? If that's not a yo-yo, then I don't know what is.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. Like, you cannot do the healing because you want an immediate something, whatever that is.
And I don't think anything's wrong with wanting those things.
No.
Right. But I do think that sometimes the intent is misguided.
Yeah. And I think it has to be in conjunction with, like, you can want, like you said, like we all want, those type of things. But the healing.
But healing is when you can discern and recognize if it's right for you. Just because you offered me a job with more money doesn't mean I should take it.
Yeah, because it might not be
Just
the right look for me right now.
A guy asking me out don't mean I should go.
Absolutely.
Right? Just because somebody offered me this new house doesn't mean I should take it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, healing is being able to say, no, that is nice. Yes. For someone else, right?
But not for me.
That
right
don't
now.
align with me.
Yeah.
But you don't know what align with you because you're so focused on, I just want the house. So any house
you
gotta
gotta
take,
do
or
it.
any I heard Pastor Jerry Flowers say, like singleness, how a lot of people want to get free from it, that they'll accept like bail from anybody or some analogy he had where it was just like anything will do.
Yeah.
And some people, any dollar sign, you could hate the job. But if somebody say, "Oh, we'll pay you $250,000," you'd be like, "Oh, you ain't even hear what the job was." You could be killing babies,
Lord,
right? You don't even know
take
because you
it.
ain't read it.
You just heard the salary.
You just heard it, and now you ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see all of that because it happens.
It don't align with your morals,
No.
your values, your purpose, none of that. But you just diverted from your journey, got off course because somebody dangled a carrot because you ain't focused.
Nope.
Talking about me.
Listen, I'm like, hey, kisses for me.
Because I'd be like, for example, I'd be like, yes, I'm gonna get my steps, I'm gonna drink my water, I'm gonna mind my business, right? And then like I'll be scrolling, I'll be like, drink apple cider vinegar twice a day and you can lose what?
Okay. Nah. Mine is
do what? Instant coffee make you do what now?
Girl. I'm definitely like, yeah, this is
But
for
it's
me.
like you already laid the plan. You've been you're being consistent. You walking. You like do your journey.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what we need to do. Do your journey.
No disrespect to whatever the other diets or whatever are, right? But it's like do your plan.
Yeah. You got to.
Because what happens is when you keep being jerked around by every little carrot, you have accomplished nothing.
That's good.
You've done nothing.
Yeah.
So if you healing and you talking about relationships and this and this and that, and then you entertaining all these different dudes, it's the same thing.
It's the same
You've
thing.
accomplished nothing. You're back at square one. You still haven't dropped a pound.
That's the part that gets me every time. It's the entertainment for me.
It's the entertainment for me.
It's the entertainment for me. But yeah. That's a good one too. But I think you also said something. Maybe I'll end this with this. I don't think we said this, but you brought up like doing it for. So I know I brought up before like everybody can't come with you, but I think in this time period, like people post everything and you see kind of their, well, not even their progress, but a snapshot because people only share what they want you to see.
Yep.
So they're gonna skip the awful, terrible, no good, very bad day parts and just
Except
show
for
you.
Brittany. Shouts out to Fit Brit.
Okay, Fit Brit.
She
Thick Brit will show everything. The highs, the lows, the all of it. And
she
we
said, I
we
gained
love
2
it.
pounds. I'm still gonna post.
But I'm still still gonna post. We love that. But there are some people when you talk about healing, like we want to do the things that we see other people doing on their healing journey. And I think you just said it perfectly. Like that's not for you. Like they don't have the same wounds that you have, and you have to understand that. Like we've all gone through different things, while they might feel similar in some contexts and some aspects, but the things that I've gone through is nothing like the things that somebody else has gone through. And I can't look to what they're doing on their healing journey to try to cookie cutter fit into what I need to do on my healing journey. It's never going to work. And you could be proud of people and admire the work that they've done so far, but you can't emulate what they've done for you and think that you're going to come out on the other end healed by doing what somebody else has done in their journey. It's just not going to work. That's with anything. Like you can't pray somebody's prayer. Like everybody's like, oh, I want Sierra's prayer to get my husband. Okay, but that was for her. So you can say it all you want to.
May not need this. Maybe,
exactly, it's not for
I'm
you.
sure her husband is awesome.
Listen, he's great. I'm sure
he may not be good for you.
Exactly,
right?
Exactly. So everybody was like, "I want the prayer, sis. I want the prayer," but like we don't know exactly what she's gone through to even had to say the prayer that she said. Like we don't know her whole story.
Yeah, we know what she told
exactly.
Us.
We only know what she told us. So it's like you wishing for that, but we don't know her struggle. And to be quite frankly, I don't want it because I'm on struggle.
None of your business.
Listen, it ain't none of my business, and I don't want it. Like there's that the saying, like if we all put our problems in a pile, we're gonna take ours back because some people are dealing with some real stuff that I don't want that. So, you can't.
And we're not in her marriage.
Absolutely. And we don't know what's going on.
You may think you want that, but you
But
don't know. It may not work for you. May not be nothing wrong with it. It just may
listen,
not work for you.
and we don't know that. So, and that's the crazy part, that people are wishing on a star for something they have no idea about. And I think that's true for healing. So we see people, on these different journeys, or people might even look at us like, I want to be like them. Like,
child, don't do that.
listen, I mean, I don't know. People, they listen to us, and we have some great listeners and great people who really support us, and they might be like, oh, like, I love how they're healing, like, I want to do that. But child, let me tell you,
let me
every day,
of his diary and see if they still want to.
Every day, your girl is like, "Come on, Chanel, like, this, don't do that. This is not it."
Well,
like,
I mean,
I
think what it comes down to is every day we get to decide who we want to be.
Sure.
Right. So even if you were the thief yesterday,
yeah,
the addict, the murderer, whatever, right? Like every day you get to rewrite a new story, and the more days that you are who you want to be, the less people get to call you who you used to be.
Right?
That's
good.
Like I remember when my dad fell off the bandwagon, right? And first I wanted to kill him.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then I had to tell him because he had been clean for like, I don't know, 12 years, something like that. And I had told him, I was like, well, the only way to change that is to keep going in your sobriety, right? Because today, you're an addict, right? Today you fell off the bandwagon. Today you fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what it is. I don't care.
Period. Yeah.
That's what it is.
I mean,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
But the more days that you choose to be sober, then that's who you will become.
Yeah. Day by day.
Right?
You will.
It becomes a thing of the past. It's like, I used to.
Yeah. Yep.
You know,
that's what I used to.
That's what I used to do. Yeah. I used to, and look, he will tell you I used to lie because there's so much that comes along with doing drugs.
Yeah.
You have to be a liar.
All of that.
Like you have to be a thief. Like you got to be so many things.
You can manipulate all of those things, for sure.
All of it. So it just becomes, that is who I
used
that's who
to
I
be.
was. Yeah.
And that's one of my favorite words, like used to. And I don't even know how we started saying it, but like I would say some things and you'd be like, no, that's not you. So I'd be like, oh, I used to do that. Like I don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
And now I don't do that because I kept telling myself I used to be like that.
And it's funny because it happens slowly.
Yeah.
Even like different words that you used to say, right? You say them less and less.
Yeah.
You do them less and less. You go to different places less and less. You engage with certain people less and
Yeah.
less, right?
Yeah.
And it's like maybe it don't serve you no more.
Yeah, it don't. Listen.
You know?
It does not, man. But ooh, that is good. Dang, time went fast. We down to the last 10 minutes of the show.
What goes in the to-go box?
For me, this is very an insightful episode. And I was definitely not prepared for the way this conversation was gonna go. So I got some work to do when I get home, but it's all good. And I was on such a high from last week's episode with Miss Milwaukee, which was so like uplifting and bright.
Shout out to Jada.
Yes, shout out to Jada. That's a real special girl. I enjoyed that episode a lot. But this one was really good too, because it makes me be like, all right, you got some work to do further, which is a duh. I knew it, but here we are.
Yeah, I didn't want to do it. I was like, I don't know. Like last time I kind of felt like, I was being attacked.
No, I definitely feel attacked on this episode. But that goes to show me like, shit, I'm not perfect. And I hope I don't portray that I'm trying to be, because I'm not. Like every day, like I need to figure out stuff every single day. So the attacks, I'm actually going to welcome them, because it tells me that I need to do some work. Like if I feel bothered by it, then I got some work to do.
Yeah.
So that's the part. So that's what I'm taking away. Like I felt some type of way today where I was just like, okay, what you doing? Like you're about to be 36. What is you doing?
And see, and that was the thing for me, because I think I told you that this one girl, actually it was
What's
her name?
Who?
What's Duvall's wife?
Elise?
No.
Duval. Who? Duval?
Duval.
Kadeen.
Thank you. I'm like Duval.
I was like, Duval. I'm like, little Duval. I was like, he's married. Okay.
I think it was her. Somebody. I don't
Duval.
know. But they were like, oh, what's the mistake that women make when they're dating? And she was like, they date like they in their 20s.
Facts.
And she was like, and they're in their 30s. You can't date like you in your 20s
You
and your
cannot.
30s.
Not at all.
Right.
Not at all.
But dating like you're in your 20s might be comfortable. You might. I'm just gonna have fun. Okay. Where did that get you when you 20s?
Listen, 5 years later.
I'm just gonna see how this go. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. As long as you're ready for the consequences.
There are gonna be some consequences for sure.
Right.
Yeah. Trust
I'm
me.
just gonna, okay. That's why I told you, whenever I hear myself say, I'll be like, that is a red flag for me.
Because you're making an excuse already. Like,
you're
just
settling. I'm just going. That's first
Yeah.
of all, that's a statement of I'm settling.
Yeah.
That's what that really means.
I know all about it. Yeah.
And it means I know that I shouldn't.
Yeah, but I'm gonna do
I'm
it anyway.
making an excuse.
Yeah. I know all about that.
I'm just gonna, okay, cool.
Hey, that's a choice you make. Cool.
All
right, do what you do.
So what goes in the to-go box?
But yeah, so that is what I'm taking away. Like I felt some type of way from this episode. So
Chanel's quitting the show.
You know what? The hell with this show. No, I'm just kidding. Never. But no, I felt my gut was given a little bit today. So there's some work to be done. And again, I'm not gonna say I'm perfect and I make all the right decisions, but I'm going to go back to the drawing board and figure out what my next steps are. So that's what I'm taking away.
I'm taking away to bet on myself. Bet on the new version of me. I've put the old version of me on the line to my detriment too much. So I think now it's about taking the risk, right? Healing is risky because you don't know what's on the other side, but feeling like you're worthy enough to take that risk, and let go of all the things that are comfortable. People that do drugs are comfortable being high.
Yeah.
But it's killing them.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
So it's like, what are you willing to do?
What are you willing to do?
Shout out to Rihanna.
Yes. It's a jam. But yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay.
Thanks for tuning in to Brunch with Besties show. Until next time,
heal.